Hi Reddit, do you think I will be rehired? This is a throwaway account, so I probably won't post any updates, but I need to hear some outside opinions. Okay, so here's the deal. I, Sydney Pascullo, have been an RA for 2 years, and in Biscayne for one of them, and I'm applying to come back for the 2025 to 2026 school year. But before I submit my application, I need some unbiased internet advice. Do you think I'll get rehired? Let's break it down. All right, brief recap. My experience as a resident assistant has been a journey of growth, learning, and finding new ways to engage with my residents. While it hasn't always been easy, residents sometimes don't want to clean up after themselves, or arguments over cleaning responsibilities can arise. I've enjoyed stepping up to meet those challenges. I've hosted events like Let's Make S'more Friends and Wear Your Story, where we create opportunities for residents to connect with each other and build a sense of community. These events have been a great way to help residents from different backgrounds come together, and it has been rewarding to see how those moments spark connections among them. I'm interested in returning because I want to keep supporting my residents, and I've gained many skills like being able to navigate all of the challenges that come with being an RA. I feel that I've built strong relationships with my residents and would love the opportunity to do more of that next year. Now let's talk about balancing my responsibilities. Last year during finals week, at my previous institution, I had a roommate mediation the night before one of my big finals. There were 3 residents against 1 because they felt the one resident wasn't pulling her weight in cleaning up the dorm. We scheduled a meeting at 7 p.m., and I knew it would take a while, as I had handled previous roommate mediations with this group. I decided to use my time wisely by studying before the meeting, then continuing to study after the mediation so I could be prepared for the test. I met with each resident individually to hear their side. Then we all came together for the mediation. We ended up revising their roommate contract and creating a cleaning chart with assigned chores for each week. I ended up passing my test, and the roommate conflicts were resolved for the rest of the year. Pro tip: residents might tell you that your cleaning chart is cheesy and childish, but if it works, then stick to it. On a more serious note, let's talk about crises. One night when I was on call, I received a call from the front desk saying a resident needed help. She was struggling mentally and contemplating suicide. I went up to her room and met with her. We ended up having a long conversation about why she was feeling the way she was, coping strategies, and resources available on campus. I also helped her get in contact with her support system back home, and she ended up taking a ride to the hospital. When she returned, she began using the resources I provided and practicing the coping techniques we discussed. The next time she faced a similar situation, she was able to handle it differently, which was really rewarding to see. This past semester, myself and 2 other RAs ran an event called Wear Your Story, where residents made bracelets symbolizing their social identities and wrote on a leaf one or multiple of their identities. This event helped open residents up to the different backgrounds and social identities that live in their community. They were able to learn that they live in a building full of people who come from different upbringings, with diverse experiences. Even though we all have different backgrounds, we can still live cohesively together. The leaves they wrote on were placed on a tree, which is now displayed in our lobby. It's great to see residents take pride in their identities while also feeling connected to one another. As a returning RA, I want residents to feel like they can trust me with anything, whether it's conflicts in the dorm or anything that might be affecting their success here at FGCU. I'm here for them, and while I'm a mandatory reporter, I can always point them to the right resources if they need more help. My goal is to create a sense of community in the dorms, because let's face it, residents spend a huge chunk of their time here, and I want them to enjoy their time as much as possible. I want them to see me not just as an RA, but as someone they can turn to for advice and support, whether that's academic, personal, or just someone to talk to when life gets overwhelming. When it comes to new RAs, I'll help prepare them for what they might not have expected, like handling suicide ideations or managing fire alarms. I'll also share some strategies that I've found really helpful, like how to de-escalate a roommate conflict or handle an upset parent at the desk. The goal is to make sure they're not blindsided and feel confident to handle whatever comes their way. I received feedback from my supervisor about improving my successful community connection rate, especially since the residents on my floor tend to be more reserved, and I usually only see about 10 of them regularly. She suggested I be more outgoing and try a variety of approaches to reach out, like door knocking in the morning and at night, messaging via GroupMe, emailing, and even calling. I took her advice to heart and used these tactics during this round of community connections. I'm happy to say that so far, I've successfully completed 31 out of 36. It was a learning process, but I've seen how those additional touch points really made a difference in reaching more residents. It was all about being flexible and persistent while still trying to make meaningful connections with everyone. I handle change really well and consider myself pretty adaptable, whether it's changes in team dynamics, community placements, or new professional staff. I know I can roll with it and still keep everything running smoothly. Adaptability is a must in this role because things can change fast, and it's important to stay flexible while continuing to support the residents. I've learned that staying positive, communicating well with everyone, and staying focused on the bigger picture are key. So, no matter what changes come my way, I'll be ready to adjust and make sure the community still thrives. Thanks for checking out my RA Rehire video. So, Reddit, do you think I'll get rehired? TL.dr. I've got the experience, the passion, and the adaptability to do it all again. If you think I've got what it takes, drop a comment and hit me with your upvotes. If not, I'll just keep making those cleaning charts. All right, well, wish me luck.